Axel Jimenez says, hi. Hi. Hey there guys, Portalmaster9351 here, and in today's video we are going to be continuing the Ask Portalmaster series. Unfortunately, I am at school right now and not at home where I was the last time I recorded one of these. This is actually the second time I've recorded this video. I realized after recording it for the first time the audio was completely shot back when I was at home. So you'll notice I've green screened my room in, or some other background. I don't really know what I'm going to be doing. I might be on the moon right now for all I care. I'm on the moon. Honestly, I don't really know what I green screened back there. But anyways, this is Ask Portalmaster. Today we are going to be taking a look at some of your questions that you asked me last week. We actually got more views, more likes, and more comments on last month's episode than ever before. So there's going to be a lot of questions. I don't think I'm going to be able to answer them all. I'm going to be doing my best to answer as many of them as I can. So without further ado, let's get started. Our first question of the day comes from Prime Skylanders asking, what would be my dream starter pack of YouTubers between Prime Skylanders, Jap28, CoinOpTV, Portalmaster Evan, Striker Hero Camo, United Skylanders America, or Portal Power TV? Well, of those three, I'm going to have to go with the most active, that of course being CoinOpTV, Portal Power TV, and Jap28. I like my YouTubers active personally, so I'm going to have to go with them. I know I'm throwing a little shade on those other guys there, but hey, you asked. Nat says, will you play Roblox on your channel? That's going to be a hot no. Never got into Roblox. Don't ever think I really will, so that's probably going to be a no. However, I did see that Minecraft is getting a new spin-off soon, Minecraft Dungeons, and that is definitely something I would like to feature on my channel, because that looks pretty dang cool. King M says, have you played Destiny 2, and if so, did you like it? I actually did play Destiny 2. I've never played the original Destiny, but I will say I did really enjoy Destiny 2. However, I never got into the post-story content just because of the sheer amount of time it would take to dedicate to that game to actually be able to do anything meaningful. However, I guarantee you if I had more time, if I really wanted to get into a game, Destiny would be a great game. I loved that game. I loved the atmosphere of that game. I wish I had more time that I could actually dedicate to doing the DLCs, doing the raids, and all that stuff. But yes, it is a great game. Highly recommend it to anyone that enjoys first-person shooters and RPGs because it is the best of both worlds, without a doubt. Gideon Davis says, if Skylanders 7 was to become a thing, what 2 guest stars do you think would be good? Personally, I would like for them to continue to expand on the Crash Bandicoot theme. I would love for them to add Coco and make Aku Aku his own playable character. I think that would be a lot of fun personally. Maybe even throw in some villains from the Crash Bandicoot series, or maybe make Sparks from Spyro his own playable character. I think any of those would be great options. Yo-Yo says, what are you going to do when Skylanders is all wrapped up? Like, no more Academy, no more Ring of Heroes, and no more anything. So I mentioned this before, but I am trying to expand into gaming as a whole. It's taken me a lot longer than I originally anticipated because, well, for one, Spyro's Reignited Trilogy got delayed. I would have tried to jump on the Crash Bandicoot bandwagon, but by the time I finally got it, it had already been out for so long, I felt like I was too late. So with that in mind, I'm definitely going to be doing gameplay of Spyro's Reignited Trilogy, but before that, I'm going to be getting into Starlink. And hopefully from there, that will act as a staging platform to get into more broader topics within gaming. I already have a few ideas for some other games that I'd like to get into. It's just a matter of actually buckling down, focusing, and actually finally doing what I've been saying I'm going to do for years and expand into actual gaming. Sky says, in Skylanders Academy, what new villain would you like to see in the show? So I would really love it if they would showcase the rest of the Doom Raiders, like Luminous, Nightshade, Gulliver, Crankcase. Any of those would be great options, although I do think that there are a lot of other good villains you could pull from, Mesmerelda for instance, but there are a lot of cool ones that you could do. So I don't really have a personal preference, but like Luminous probably would be one of the cool ones. DisneyFan629 says, you said you're in college in the last Ask Portalmaster video. I'm just curious how old you are, because to me you don't look old enough to be a college student. Someone else also asked how old I was, so I'm just going to go ahead and tell y'all. I'm 18, and no, I definitely don't look old enough to be a college student. fully know and admit that. I always say when people ask me how old I am, yeah, I'm 18, I don't look like it. You know, it's just how it is. Can't really say anything about it. And then someone else asked me where I go to college, NC State University, because you can probably tell that based on the shirts that I wear all the time. Plus, I'm pretty sure I've said that in a previous video, so that's not new information, but I don't blame you if you didn't know that. So answering a whole bunch of little questions there, but yeah, there you go. Alex Medina says, do a top 5 Skylanders I want in Skylanders Ring of Heroes. So obviously I wasn't going to do this before because we didn't know if Ring of Heroes would actually be getting new characters or not. But now, with the recent confirmation, as in like a week ago, that Ring of Heroes would be getting at least 10 new characters added in the final release of the game, I have decided that yes, that is something I would like to do, and I will definitely be taking you up on that and adding and doing a video talking about the top 5 characters that I would like to see in Ring of Heroes. So good suggestion, already planning on doing that. Bella Muggle asks, how did you get started on YouTube? I've told this story a few times before in my various anniversary videos, but basically what happened was I always wanted to run a YouTube channel, and my cousin, for his birthday, I made a video for him. It was too big to send via text message, so instead I had to upload it to YouTube, and I found out you could do that on my built-in iPad video thing. And so once I realized that, I was like, wait a second, I can make YouTube videos. So I made a video and I posted it on the Darkspire forums showcasing my collection, very first video I ever made. Afterwards, I made a series called Skylanders Video Wiki, which was heavily inspired by the Skylanders 101 series, which was of course from CoinOp TV. CoinOp TV is without a doubt my inspiration for getting into YouTube, and so when we collaborated like a week or 2 weeks or however long ago it was, that was a really cool moment for me because it showed me that I had, done what I had set out to do on YouTube in the first place. I thought that was a really cool experience. But that's how I got started on YouTube, and it's been going ever since. P. Diddy T-Tube asks, first up, where do I go to college? Already answered that question. Secondly, he asks, where are the Skylander Awards? So, long-term fans of my channel will know that back in March and April, I was doing a series called the Skylander Awards, again, pulled from actually CoinOp TV's Skylander Awards that he did many, many years ago. And basically, I ended up completely dropping the ball on that series after I got all of the top element videos out because I got busy. I was originally planning on uploading the finale in May, and that was around the time that I was getting close to graduation. I was spending a lot of time with friends, so that never really happened, the finale of that. By the time June rolled around, I actually had time to make the video. I was like, well, it's been way too long since I made the last video, so I kind of dropped the ball on that. If it is something you'd like to see, maybe I'll try to make a video. I can't make any guarantees, but I'll see. Davis Harper says, what are your thoughts on Disney giving up on the Tron franchise? Because I know in the past you've stated that companies don't like to just give up on franchises. That's a good point, Davis, and actually the thing is that when I said that companies don't like to give up on properties, it was kind of a weird question because there are definitely a lot of instances of big, giant, major intellectual properties kind of just dropping off the face of the earth. That is definitely a thing that happens. When I was saying that, I feel like it's different talking about a video game than a, movie franchise. I feel like those are two different beasts altogether. The thing is about Tron, it had already been brought back from the grave once. It was, an older movie, got brought back by Disney, and Disney was trying to build sort of a mini cinematic universe out of it, and that really just didn't happen. A lot of that was due to the fact that the first movie just didn't receive what they wanted. Now, when I said that they don't typically just throw a franchise out the window, what I meant by that was that you don't throw a long-term franchise out the window. See, there's a difference. Tron was, at one point, a successful franchise. Then they didn't make another movie for the longest time, then they brought it back, and it didn't do well enough to warrant continuing the series. Similar thing actually happened with Guitar Hero. Guitar Hero was good, then it declined. So Activision tried to bring back Guitar Hero with GTA Live. That failed horribly. And so now, Guitar Hero is effectively dropped off the face of the earth. It's just what happens. If something isn't doing well, and it's only a short-term thing, or if it starts to fail in the long term, then yeah, it is going to go away. But I don't know, it's two different things trying to compare a movie franchise that was like Tron and something like Skylanders that was one of the biggest kids franchises, honestly, of all time, actually. The Strawberry's Journey asks, Glenn or Glumshanks? Glumshanks. Skylanders Imaginators or Skylanders Academy? Imaginators. And which would you choose? Your fans or your Skylanders? I mean, I'm going to sound like a horrible person, but I'm a Skylanders. Dangerous to Game Alone asks, would you be interested in a competitive Smash League once you get your hands on Super Smash Bros. Ultimate? So while I am actually planning on getting Smash Ultimate, I don't know how into Ultimate I'm going to actually end up getting. See, that's the thing. Having never played the game before, I'm not sure how interested I'll actually be in it. So with that in mind, I'm just going to have to wait and see. Although I would like to potentially feature it on my channel if it is something I actually get really into. So I'll keep you updated on that. Not So Super asks, are you excited for Luigi's Mansion 3? So Luigi's Mansion is actually another franchise I'm not very familiar with. I am planning on getting Luigi's Mansion 3 if timing and money works out, but I'm honestly not sure how excited I should be for it because it's a game I've never played before. I've recently tried to get more into other games, so that is one of the games that I'm looking to get more into. Just Nintendo games in general are something I'd like to expand into, so it is something I'm looking at, just don't know how hyped to be about it for right now. Spyro557 says, what are your thoughts on Crash Team Racing getting a remaster? So I've actually thought for a while that there was a good possibility that Crash Team Racing would get a remaster. I actually thought that that it had a pretty good chance of happening when I actually realized that I thought 2019 Crash was too early for another new Crash game, personally. So Crash Team Racing actually makes a lot more sense from a company standpoint to be the 2019 Crash game. Now I do think that eventually we will end up with dual Spyro Crash releases like every other year, I think is eventually what we're going to get. But for right now, they need to release a Crash game in 2019, and I totally think that Crash Team Racing makes a ton of sense, just given the fact that it was a pretty popular and good game back in the day. Now, I know a lot of fans would prefer a brand new Crash Bandicoot game. It's unfortunate that it's not going to happen, probably, but I'm not that surprised, is what I should say. The Thumbtack Gamer asks, how art thou? Thine is good. That Idiot asks two very unrelated questions. The first is, what is your favorite Marvel movie? The second is, what is your favorite animal? I'm going to answer the second question first. Dogs. They're cute, they're cuddly, and they'll fight for you because they're basically wolves that are nice. Secondly, what is my favorite MCU movie? So I'm going to list my top 3 right here. You ready? Infinity War, Civil War, and then Ragnarok, Thor Ragnarok. I feel kind of weird saying all those movies because they're the most recent movies. Personally, I know a lot of people really like the original Iron Man, the original Avengers, the original Captain America. But for me, I don't know. I just feel like each one gets better and better. Not each one gets better and better, because obviously Ant-Man and the Wasp isn't even comparable to Infinity War. It's a good movie, but it's not in the same way that Infinity War is a good movie. You know what I'm saying? Infinity War is the only movie that I've ever watched, come out of, and said, holy crap, that was a good movie. I need to see it again. And hit me up with the second part. Like, I don't know, it's basically created a cultural phenomenon. Infinity War did. Everyone right now that's even vaguely a fan of Marvel knows about the snap, knows that they want to find out what happens after the snap. I think it's great. Civil War is probably the second best Avengers movie, even though it's totally not an Avengers movie, but also totally is an Avengers movie. It's great. I loved it. And then Thor Ragnarok is visually one of the best Marvel movies ever. So those are my top 3. I know they're more of the recent Marvel movies, but hey, they're my favorite. You're gonna judge me for it? Then fight me. Fight me honestly. Crazy Sonic Fan 11 says, what would you do if Skylanders wasn't real? Well, I would probably just obsess about something else, to be perfectly honest. Skymaster 3000 says, do you like Skylanders Giants? Because that is my favorite game. Not my favorite, but it's a Skylanders game and is thus good. Carousel1692 says, who is your favorite Doom Raider? If we're counting the Doom Raiders from the games, it's without a doubt Luminous. Coolest character overall. If you're talking about from Academy, then it's probably Wolfgang, although I will admit that Chef Pepperjack has a certain appeal to him that, I don't know, I kind of like, but Luminous visually is probably the coolest. B says, what are the chances we could get a video on the future of a Skylanders Academy and what it means for the franchise? I've done now several videos on what I think the future of the franchise is and stuff like that. I've done a video on whether or not I think we're getting Season 4 of Academy. But as of right now, I don't know if I should do another one of those videos right now because there's just so much that we don't know. Mainly if Season 4 is actually going to happen. With Ring of Heroes coming, I still don't think the franchise is dead. I still think that Activision cares enough about it to want to keep it on the back burner for now to potentially bring it back later. I just think that they're trying to just wait and see what happens over the next few years because markets change, they just want to see what's going to happen. But to answer your question, yeah, I may do a video on that eventually, but probably not right now. Alright guys, so that is it for today's edition of Ask Portalmaster. You guys asked a lot of questions. Keep them coming. If I didn't get around to your question in this episode, do leave it again down in the comments. Maybe I'll get to it next time, maybe reword it if you don't like how it was, because maybe I just didn't understand your question. There's always a few of those. So do try again. Maybe I'll get to your question in this next episode. Thank you to making the last episode the most viewed episode of all time. This has been a crazy time for the channel. I've actually been blowing up recently. It's crazy. I've been doing so well on here. So that is not possible without you guys' support. So thank you. Huge shout out to you guys. You make this possible. Lots of exciting content coming up for Academy. Still got those recap videos coming out every now and then. Got all kinds of Ring of Heroes stuff coming up soon. Starlink stuff. Spyro Reignited Trilogy stuff coming out when it comes out. More in the pipeline as well. So stay tuned for that. That's all for now. This has been Portalmaster9351. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and shout out to all my patrons on Patreon, especially Liam Corner, The Collector Creepypasta, and Portal Power TV. That's all for now. See you guys next time.